Well, I can tell you this is still a very active scene. We're at Penn Street and Pickering Avenue. What we've learned so far is that Whittier police officer was conducting a surveillance on a murder suspect. That turned into a pursuit. And then, of course, as we know now, gunfire was exchanged. We have witnesses here at the scene. Julie, describe what you saw and just the chaos of it all.
So we got here and the man looked very frantic. We asked him what happened. He said he'd just gotten home from work and he saw the cop car and the suspect's car pull up close to each other, and the cop stepped out, and the moment he stepped out, the guy got out the car and shot him. He's laid out on his car. Then from there, we don't know what happened. All we know is that the guy got shot and he's now arrested, and that's all we know.
And this happened in the alley right here?
Yes, right behind us.
What did you make of all of this? I mean, everybody here is still kind of in shock and from the faces.
It's pretty scary. Like, we live close by and we love Whittier, and for stuff like this to happen, it sucks.
Yeah, absolutely. Michael, describe what you saw.
So I was like right here at the liquor store, and then I saw like maybe 10 cop cars pull up, and then they ended up doing, like how she said, a raid on this gentleman on the next block in the alley. And then I drove around the corner, and that was off Mar Vista, and once I went right there, there was like 3 cop cars and 3 cops holding a guy with a bunch of tattoos down on the ground, and then a bunch of helicopters started coming, and kind of more cops just started coming all over, and areas started being taped off, and that was pretty much it.
And your thoughts on this? Have you seen anything like this before?
Well, you know, Whittier does have a lot of police activity that goes on, especially with cops have been killed. So that's like a big worry of the city, you know, definitely making sure the cops are protected.
Absolutely, and I'm so glad that both of you are okay. I'll move out of the way so you can actually see, but this is still a very active scene. This happened just before 9 p.m. in the 7300 block of Pickering Avenue here in Whittier. Both the suspect and the officer have been transported to hospitals, separate hospitals. At this point, we don't have the officer's condition or the suspect's condition at this time. Of course, as soon as we get any more information, we will bring it to you. Again, this was a Whittier police officer who was doing surveillance on a murder suspect, and it turned incredibly violent and dangerous. We're certainly hoping that both of them are going to survive. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Gina, do we know if the officer was plainclothes, and was it a marked car?
No, we don't know that yet. No, we don't know that.
Okay, asking because you said surveillance. All right.
We're going to get some information from the public information officer, but at this time, the information I gave you, that's all we have for now.
All right.
And it seems like the crowd there must be just totally shook up. I mean, what a scary thing to witness.
Oh, absolutely. And Sam, if you pan around, there are a lot of people who are just sort of just standing around. And families, little kids on the corner over there. Everyone is still in shock over what happened. I mean, just imagine, you're hearing gunshots in your neighborhood and you're actually witnessing somebody getting shot, a police officer. It's not something you will easily forget.